Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, to Earl Lorden Field. My name is Matt Ford Wellman. I'm here with Tim Brown, and we're covering the Beanpot battle. We got UMass, we got Harvard. We're here in Amherst talking on a beautiful, sunny, and a little windy day out here. Tim Brown's in short sleeves, freezing his butt off. Or I guess I shouldn't speak for you, Tim. Are you freezing your butt off?
Absolutely not, Matt. It's a comfortable day out here at Earl Lorden Field, and we're getting ready for a big matchup here between UMass and Harvard. The 34th annual baseball Beanpot. And this one's a big one. The winner moves on to play either BC or Northeastern in the Beanpot final at Fenway Park on the 29th.
Now that game is already going on, Tim. That game started at about 2:30. So we'll know the result of that at around our sixth inning, fifth inning here, and we'll be getting that out to you to let you guys know who the winner of this game right here will be playing. Tim, can you dive into the pitching matchup today a little bit? I know we got a lefty on lefty matchup, but a little different experience levels for each of you guys. Can you dive into who these guys are, what we should expect to see from them?
Absolutely. For Harvard, they've got Brian Dowling on the mound. He's been a big source out of the bullpen for the Crimson. A 6'6", 210 southpaw there. In his last appearance came against Yale, 1 1/3 innings pitch, but 2 earned runs. Not a very impressive outing there. He's looking to turn it around right here.
Then talk to me a little bit about what UMass is throwing on their side. Obviously, a little bit of bullpen struggles against their series. In their series against Rhode Island. Could you talk to me about what we can expect to see out of their starting pitching, and then maybe on the back end?
Well, Matt, obviously that Rhode Island series was really rough for UMass. They had to dive deep into their bullpen, and that stretches you thin when they already have a couple of guys injured in the rotation. So now we've got Adam Merritt on the bump for the Minutemen, and he's going to go out there as a lefty, as you said. He's a freshman. He's a young guy. It's a different experience level, but we'll see if he can take on the challenge here against Harvard.
Merritt not necessarily had his best stuff all year, only sporting an 0-2 record, 7.2 innings pitched. Really looking to come back here in a start in a big game for UMass. Obviously, UMass struggling in the pen, needing to put up some runs early, secure some domination so they can go in on the back end of this game and try to seal this one up. Tim, what are you looking forward to today? Any player names you think might stand out or have a big game today?
Well, I think you can always look at Anthony Ferrato to have a big game. He's been one of their best hitters so far this year. The team lead in batting average, hovering around 300. I believe just a dip below. But he has power out of that leadoff spot. If anyone gets on before him in those later innings, he can knock them in. Saw that last week against Albany where he made a pivotal double to drive in 2 runs, and that was honestly game-sealing play right there. So he can be a big impact player for you guys.
I know it's baseball, Tim, because the 9-1-2 inning is starting to excite me. I love seeing a good, turn of the order stretch on the lead. However, I will combat you there and say Tirado might not have his best game with the lefty on the mound. I'm looking at, the middle of the field here. I'm looking at shortstop Matt Travisano and Mr. Sullivan at second base, expecting big games for them as well. Brendan Sullivan has a bunch of homers on the day, a bunch of well-expected things. We're about to get the national anthem here in Earl Lorden Field, as we're going to send to a quick break here for just a couple minutes while they play this. We'll be back with the start of the first inning in just a couple moments. Welcome back in here to UMass facing off against Harvard. Adam Merritt on the mound. The right-hander has his hands full today. Harvard is trying to, get what they can done and get out of here unscathed, move on to the next round of the tournament. I don't know. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog. It's not common you see a catcher taller than his starting pitcher, but in this case, it is. Merritt's going to look to use his off-speed pitches to offset guys. We've already seen a curveball here sitting right behind home plate, which is, in my opinion, Tim, my favorite place to sit in the diamond to call a game. You get every bit of the action right here. Firm fastball, good changeup, good curveball. He's going to be looking to mix in his off-speed early in order to stay dominant here. Both teams leading off with a lefty as well. Maybe giving Merritt some run. That's honestly a personal preference to me, Tim. But tell me, Tim Brown, where does the UMass offense need to lie today to support their either struggling or successful pitching staff?
Well, Matt, it's been a theme throughout the season that this UMass offense can either take off or they can sink straight down. And a big part of that has been the strikeout rate for the Minutemen. I've talked to Coach Matt Reynolds after that game against Albany last week, and he said the offense and consistency can really be credited to how much this team strikes out. So it's important for the Minutemen to stay disciplined at the plate here going against a Harvard team that has one of the highest team ERAs in all of Division I, 292nd out of nearly 300 teams out there. So they've just got to keep their eye on the ball here and be patient.
Tim, defense is fun, but offense is the name of the game today. We're about to see Harvard get started here today. We're going to check out as Matt Birdie digs into the box. The lefty settles in, and Merritt gets his first pitch. Merritt's first, kick deal. Bunt attempt showing. Bunt down. Picked up, thrown over to Willie. Got him at first base. Beverly with a great play. Sorry, Tim, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, absolutely. That was an incredible play by Beverly. Great reflexes, charging in on that bunt and scooping with the glove. Made the clean play over to Willie.
Not commonly seen as a leadoff first pitch bunt, but I always love the small ball, Tim, so that always gets me excited. Very interesting play for Harvard there thus far. Merritt going 1 for 1. Second pitch here, curveball. Just a little low there. Where you want to miss with that curveball, especially to a big right-hander. Cooper taking the plate here, getting adjusted in. George Cooper swinging the bat pretty good this season from the right side. As Merritt's third rides high and in for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Merritt looking to recenter here as he tries to get back in this one. We're trying to see something he likes. Merritt's third, high and in as well. Counts 3-0.
We're digging in here. Senior out of Los Angeles, California. East Lake High School. A little bit of a pipeline from the California area to Harvard here. Something we've noticed. It's kind of interesting.
Very interesting. Merritt puts a strike on the board with the fastball high there. UMass wearing their normal home whites here. Red hats. Red undershirts as well. Harvard wearing gray and red, sporting the away uniforms. 3-1 pitch. Fastball at the bottom of the zone looked questionable, but the catcher couldn't quite stick it. That's going to go for a ball.
Yeah, the no catch there from Colvin behind the dish definitely going to impact the call there. Not going to find too many strikes where you're throwing that ball back out in front of the plate.
Colvin's been pretty good this season, along with Michael Toth behind the dish. Looking to get better as the game goes on here. It's Colasante at the plate now, as Merritt has 1 on first in the first. Fastball up. That's going to be ball 1 to Colasante.
Colasante, a two-way guy. We were talking to his father before the game, and incredible guy, by the way. Really, really friendly, and his son here has an incredible two-way ability. Play first and strong righty at the mound.
Pickoff attempt over by Merritt, unsuccessful, but we've seen this out of the UMass pitching staff a lot. The early pickoffs, kind of just a little check-in, a little feeler. I think that's a great way to conserve the run game and help your catchers out. Merritt's pitch, low, spiked curveball there. The count is 2-0.
Blocked there by Colvin behind the dish.
Just to remind everybody, we do have 1 out in this one, as the leadoff hitter put a bunt down Gabberty missed his bunt. Sullivan picks it up, throws it over to Willie. That's how the first out occurred on the very first pitch of the game. Merritt throws inside here for ball 3. Counts 3-0 now. Merritt falling behind in his last 2 counts here after getting the first out. Definitely not what you want to see out of your starting pitcher, but some guys take a little time to settle in. Merritt's fourth in this one, a fastball called strike. Definitely a gimme pitch there, Tim, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Just going to fire it in there. Just going to a 2-1 count and take all the way. Better.
Low fastball called a strike there. Definitely at the knees of Colasante. A good pitch by Merritt.
There. They added a ball to the count instead of counting the strike.
It's not full here. Takeoff attempt. Just slow. Merritt showing real composure thus far. Really grounding himself. No shaky looks thus far. Definitely in control.
Yeah, it got rough there where he had that stretch of 7 balls and just 1 strike, but now he seems to be more settled in.
Runner goes. Curveball, throw down. Doesn't matter as the batter is walked for ball 4. That's 2 runners on. Cooper and Colasante aboard thus far. And up comes Wilson to the plate here. Liam Wilson swinging the bat from the right side again. Looking to score the first run in this game as the Crimson have runners in scoring position for the first time today. Barrett looking for a strikeout here. Ball hit on the ground. Beverly picks it up, throws it to second. Over to first. Not in time.
Good hard 90 there from Wilson to beat out the double play. That's huge for Harvard if they've got men on the corners here with 2 down.
That's a great feed from Sullivan. Great receiving of the ball. Beverly takes a back step and gets the ground ball. Maybe not the best choice, but definitely secured the ball. Made 1 out, no errors. All you can ask.
Most important thing there is securing the play. Make sure you get at least 1 there.
Here's the DH, Callan Fang, up from the left side. Merritt looking to get the last out in this one as his first one. Gets called a strike on the inside corner there.
And so Fang is the ace of this Harvard team in here playing DH today. He's a 200 hitter, but has some pop to him.
Big, tall build. Takes a swing on that one as it's fouled to the right side. Count is 0-2. 0-2, 2 outs here. Merritt definitely wanting to throw his best one of this inning thus far. Get out of this one unscathed. What pitch do you think is coming with Tim?
He's going with the fastball outside here. It's 0-2. You don't want to risk putting anything inside the zone too threatening for Fang. Okay?
And the 0-2 to no avail as it's a fastball low. Stop from the catcher there, Colvin. Merritt used his 1. Count is 1-2. Got to recenter here, come back with something aggressive. Definitely don't want to walk a guy here, even though you have the base open. Don't want to walk anybody with 2 strikes, that's for sure. The 1-2. High curveball called a ball. I think it might have dropped in there. I think it was also away, Tim. That's kind of the angle you can't see. We're set.
Yeah, it's a tough angle, Matt, and Fang was thinking about swinging at that one, held off. Luckily for him, 2-2 now.
2's across the board. Merritt kicks, deals. Swinging strikeout, and he's got him. Merritt with a big-time strikeout with runners in scoring position. He leaves the Crimson scoreless after the first, and UMass is going to come up to bat here.
Yeah, almost a dangerous situation for UMass there with runners at the corners, but Merritt really stepping up late in the inning there. Felt like he got locked in after, as I said, that stretch with 7 balls and 1 strike. From there, it was smooth sailing, bared down, and got the strikeout right there against Fang. Not afraid to attack hitters anymore.
Not afraid to attack at all. And we'll be back shortly as UMass steps up to the plate here. Don't go anywhere. We're at Earl Lorden Field. UMass, Harvard, Beanpot battle just coming up. Welcome back in here to the Beanpot Battle. Anthony Tirado coming up to the plate here against Brian Dowling, the big, hard-standing lefty on top of the hill thus far. His first pitch incoming here. Kicks, deals. Tirado takes ball one, high and away.
Gotta tell you, man, it looks like we're watching Randy Johnson right here. How this guy stands on the bump. He's towering above everybody.
The guy has some whip for sure as Dowling tries to get back in the zone. He is successful with the strike on the outside. Count is 1-1 here. Tirado's been pretty good all season. Pretty good's a bit of an understatement. A 297 average, 441 OBP. He finds ways on and ways to be successful. Dowling's 1-1. Tirado hard swing, foul back behind us. Bit of a hole here for Tirado. He does have the tendency to fight out of them, but Dowling's making it especially difficult in this lefty-on-lefty matchup.
Yeah, and you mentioned Tirado. He's a big part of this freshman core for UMass out of Cheshire, Connecticut.
Tirado hard slapped. Picked up by Shalom, thrown over. Got him! Colasante with a good stretch there, and there's the first out in this one.
Good job by the shortstop there, making the sound play, not trying to rush it with Tirado blazing up that first baseline. We know he's got speed, and that was a slow ground ball, but he made the sound play to get it over.
Really good throw. It's tough on those running plays to be 100% accurate, but absolute bullet to the first baseman, and that's going to be the first one. Up comes Matt Trevisano as he takes strike one from Dowling.
Trevisano, as far as defense is gone, he's a great utility guy of importance in UMass. He's really worked his way around the infield, played some second, some short, some third, and been a really vital part.
Dowling hammers in a fastball for strike two, and the count's 0-2 here. Trevisano got to fight back, trying to get base runners on for the first time in this one. Dowling kicks, deals on the outside corner. He's got him! The off-speed was too much, and Trevisano swings and misses.
Chasing there on an 0-2 outside, and tough look for Trevisano with the first AB, but he definitely wanted to look to get back in that next at-bat. Every at-bat's a win.
Braden Sullivan coming up to the plate now, hoping not to fall susceptible to that changeup from Dowling we just witnessed. Dowling's first one comes in. Hard hit right back over our head and onto the tennis courts.
Hit there. Sullivan, the second baseman out of Taunton, Mass.
Sullivan probably wants that one back. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. He was just under that.
Good to see guys be aggressive early in the count, though.
Dowling misses low. Count is 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first at Earl Morton Field. We got UMass, we got Harvard. Kicking it off here. Dowling, hunting, pitching. Just a little low there. Very competitive pitch by Dowling. He's not missing by a lot, Tim, and that's a scary sight for a big lefty. Usually they can be a little wild, a little erratic. If he's dialed today, he might be giving the Minutemen some trouble.
Absolutely. That was an incredible spot. I'm honestly surprised it wasn't called a strike.
Hard hit ball by Sullivan and foul down the left field line. Sullivan, not who I would call your big donkeys on the team, but definitely has a lot of pop in that bat. I've seen him do some crazy things, just hitting balls all over the gap, all over the yard, over the bushes behind left field, really doing it all for the Minutemen, both defensively and offensively. As Dowling kicks and deals, Sullivan hits a monster fly ball down the left field line, way foul.
It's out in front of Dowling right now, really out in front of the off speed. We'll see how Dowling tilts it up here, maybe trying to catch him with a fastball.
Definitely could expect that. Definitely also could go to his changeup away here. See, Dowling kicks, deals. Sullivan, hard hit ball, opposite field. Mooney under it, camped, and caught for the third out.
Yeah, right there, that high fastball, caught. Sullivan jumped under it and just behind it, and it's an easy fly over the right field to head off the inning.
Brian Dowling facing little to no trouble in this one as UMass doesn't quite get their offense going. Adam Merritt takes the mound for the top of the second. We'll be back shortly. Ryan Dowling doing a great job here at Earl Lorden Field. UMass taking on Harvard. Harvard having a great bottom of the first inning. I'd give that inning, maybe 3 big booms for Brian Dowling. Really, really great standing so far. We just had a contest here on the field, the Boomer Doom contest. But Tim, can you talk to me about this Beanpot match and some history behind it?
Matt, it's been a long time coming between UMass and Harvard, and they've had their fair share of battles in these Beanpot matchups. As UMass, they entered this tournament in 1997. Because that's the 7th year that it was enacted, and they've been in here 27 years straight and had their times against Harvard throughout. In fact, just a year ago, I believe, it was the third place consolation game that they faced the Crimson, losing 10-3. And way back in 1998, the final game was supposed to be between UMass and Harvard. It got rained out. It's the only co-championship in Beanpot history.
Is UMass and Harvard? Very interesting, Tim. I'll give him that. I don't think we're going to see a co-champion in this matchup here as Merritt bounced his first one for a ball. Merritt misses up a little bit here. That's 2 balls, no strikes. It's Jack Reicham up to the plate here, trying to straighten one out, get the Harvard Crimson moving back on offense.
Reicham has been a big part of the Harvard offense all year. He actually came up as a hero in the Crimson's first win of the year against Holy Cross, had the go-ahead single in the 8th inning to put them up 14-13 in that one, Matt. So that was an absolute battle.
High score. I hope we get some good action in this one. Some high scoring runs. Merritt kicks, deals, called strike. Count is 3-1 now. No outs here in the top of the second. Merritt looking pretty confident in his fastball. His off speeds have looked filthy, just not really spotted the way you'd hope.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of rust after coming out.
Called strike. Batter ran off through the bat. Outside fastball must have hooked the zone there. And the count's 3-2.
That's a call there, Matt. I'm not sure. From our angle, I certainly didn't see it, but we have no eyes of umpires back here.
Reicham did not think that was a strike. He was about 10 steps out of the box by the time the umpire called that. But we'll do it one more time. Count's still 3-2. Merritt's pitch. Fouled back into the Harvard dugout. Seemed to miss everybody in there, but we'll do it again.
Ricochet there off the inning into the Harvard dugout. Hopefully get a lucky ricochet here is Rico.
I'm looking for a big swing here, trying to get the offense moving. Merritt misses high, and it looks like he slipped there, but fastball won't do, and he walks him.
Yeah, maybe some stiff conditions on the mound today. How much he digs in that back foot can be unpredictable. How stiff this dirt gets, and I know this New England dirt like the back of my hand. How much I used to pitch in it, and it can lead to some unpredictable slips. Not to say that's the reason I wasn't any good. I just wasn't good because I wasn't.
Tim, I can resonate with that a little bit. That's for sure. Merritt's first one misses for ball 1. Tyler Shulman, the third baseman, in now batting from the left side, looking to maybe push Rickham from first to third, maybe all the way around. Wind blowing out to right, definitely helping the lefties today as Merritt misses his second pitch. Count is 2-0 here.
It's another one of those stretches there for Merritt as they're going to have a meeting on the mound here. I believe it's 3 straight balls for him. It could have been 4 with that other strike call that was questionable.
Tim, I don't know which I wanted to comment on more, so to speak. Merritt's leg kick and digging into the dirt, or Rickham's bat waggle in the box. Both were equally emphatic and equally amusing to watch. I really like Jack Rickham's swing. It's just, I almost want to, who am I thinking of here, Tim? Help me out. Gary Sheffield, there it is. The bat waggle. And it was the out in front bat waggle. I like it. I think it adds some swag.
That's some personality, and you love to see that in baseball. These guys always have their unique ticks and hinges that they love to do, and it makes the sport so unique.
It does make the sport so unique. We're going to see Tyler Shulman step in here. Count is 2-0, now 3-0 as Merritt misses his first pitch after the mound meeting. UMass's bullpen not in any movement yet, obviously not. It's just the second inning. Merritt kicks, deals. Fastball called strike one, and counts 3-1.
Free strike there for Merritt, just firing it in on 3-0. Really going to want to battle back here in this count. That's what we saw him do last inning, was settle in after getting a little discombobulated. So we'll see what he does here.
Beautiful part of baseball. You're one pitch away from 2 outs here as the runner takes off. Pop up in the infield. Travisano under it, Beverly under it now. Catching it off to his side. Runner gets back to first, and that's the first one in this one. Very weird pop-up.
Very good result there for Merritt, though, to get out of a little bit of a jam with 3-1 count there. And the runner taking off, that could have been dangerous if that hit was any good. But fortunately for UMass, Beverly getting right under it, tracking it in this beautiful blue sky over Earl Origin Field here today.
Merritt one pitch away now out of this one as he spikes the curveball. Good block by the catcher, Colbin. That's what you like to see from your catcher, man. Wow.
So different high school coaches cheering that he kept it in front of him. And, I say it's high school coaches cheering that on. It should be everyone cheering that on. Because that's no easy job.
No, a catcher that blocks well is always an asset to a team. Merritt really spiked that curveball out in front. That's a faith relationship you have to have as a pitcher to a catcher. Merritt, second pitch of this one. Hard hit ball. Sullivan lays out, makes the play, throws it to second, over to first. And he misses him there. Nice play from Jack Sullivan. Man.
What an incredible play there at third, sliding down to a knee and firing over to second so accurately. Can't believe he almost got the timing off of that double play, but just blazing down the mound and now at first base.
Some contact over at second on Sullivan. I had a feeling we might see a call there. No call on the slide. Sullivan made a great throw to first, off balance and quick. Good infield stuff there. Bunt shown. No bunt, and that's ball one for Merritt.
Interesting here, trying to bunt with 2 outs. Not sure what the strategy is here for Harvard.
If you get it down, you get it down. I don't know how much faith they have in the UMass defense, who's played pretty good so far. And this one is Merritt misses his second, count is 2-0. It's really hard to last long in a baseball game. Can't be efficient as a pitcher. And Merritt would do well to go at these guys a little hard. See a little more balls in play. Merritt kicks, deals. Fastball at the bottom of the zone, called strike. Count is 2-1.
I mean, you're calling it there, Matt. That's a ball that someone could put in play, and he's attacking the zone now, and that's where we saw him thrive in the first inning. You definitely want to see him get back to it.
Merritt kicks, deals. Ball low. Jordan Kang over at first base here as Mooney stepped up to base. Mooney steps back in plate. Merritt's fourth. Hard hit into left field. That's going to be a base hit. O'Brien comes up. Runner stays. Throw in time. And that's going to be a single for Ryan Mooney. Kind of in that same spot that Kang hit it, just a little harder. You know what I mean? A little harder than
more
raise.
elevation to getting it over the head of Beverly, so he can't make any more diving plays to rob the Crimson here. But once again, just a really solid swing, getting his hips into it and driving it over the third baseman. A simple play for O'Brien in there at left field, just collecting it and throwing it in. So now runners on first and second for the Crimson with 2 out.
Up comes Matt Gabberty right now. The lefty looking to do some damage here. Trying to get the first runs on the board. The lefty senior 0 for 1 today with a bunt attempt that Jack Beverly so cleanly picked up as he takes ball 2, excuse me. The home plate umpire has a late call here, so if you hear me stutter, that makes me why. Merritt looks at second, looks back at the plate, kicks and deals. High fastball for ball 3. And Adam Merritt is 1 pitch away from loading the bases in this one.
Yeah, another tough stretch for him. It seems like, it's coming in waves. It's almost like a game of runs, but this ain't basketball, man.
Merritt's fastball for strike one in this count, and the count's 3-1 here. 2 outs in this inning. Adam Merritt 1 pitch away from being out of this one. Just got to find the right one. As Merritt deals here. Fastball away, and he walks him. Gilberti takes first base. And up comes George Cooper looking to score the first run in this one for the Crimson with the bases juiced.
Definitely one of the more patient hitters in this Crimson lineup as we got another mound visit here with Merritt.
Matt Reynolds going to come out this one, have a little chat. And he's going to go to the bullpen early in this one. Merritt only throwing 1 2/3 innings. You have to imagine it's going to be a bullpen game in this one. Merritt has thrown many long stretches of innings anyways, but with 2 outs, Matt Reynolds will make his switch.
And I think for UMass, it's just, you wanted this to go a little bit longer. You're hoping for maybe 3 out of Merritt, but get 1 2/3, and now you're in a tough situation with the bags loaded. I think it's the right move to go to the pen right here.
I do too. As much as I love good relief pitchers, and most relief pitchers would prefer a fresh inning, I think Matt Reynolds really wants to keep this one as tight as possible. Doesn't want to let any starter get too loose before really addressing the problem here.
I think, unfortunately, as a reliever, that's the job you sign up for, as Jack Levine is going to be taking the mound here for the Minutemen.
Being the redshirt sophomore, 6'5", 225, can definitely get the velo up there. As we saw his first fastball, looked pretty good. The Navy transfer, trying to help UMass out in this one. Real smooth, fluid right-handed motion. Something tells me, there it is. Something tells me he's got a slider. See right here, good move slider.
Another smart move from Reynolds here, throwing the righty-on-righty matchup instead of taking... it would have been a righty-on-righty matchup either way, but still a good move to change to Levine here. He's been one of the more seasoned guys out of the bullpen. He's had his fair share of spots that he needs to work out of, so definitely a smart guy to take here.
So you know what I think, Tim? You want to hear my true opinion? Righty-lefty matters less than I truly think it does. My high school coach would have probably smacked me upside the head for that. He was a big righty-lefty guy, but in my opinion, I think certain hitters hit certain pitches better. Are you going to tell Derek Jeter that, hey man, it's the righty today, we're gonna sit you down? No, he's going to say, well, I'll take it to the opposite field, coach. I don't know what you're saying here. Given that this is not, the New York Yankees, I will say and concede that Matt Reynolds is making the smart choice in trusting his matchups here, especially with Levine's good-looking slider thus far.
Going to say, Matt, I know we've been talking about this Harvard lineup for a while, but I'm not so sure George Cooper is any kind of Derek Jeter.
Hey, man, don't count him out yet. He's young. So is Jeter. That's not the point. You got a Yankees fan here. I could talk about Jeter for hours. But no one would want to hear that, and I mean no one would want to hear that.
Certainly.
I certainly don't want to.
As a Red Sox fan myself.
Levine's first one, a slider for a strike. Real good pitch as Cooper takes and walks out of the batter's circle here to reset.
Definitely a much different look than his first at-bat for Cooper. Interesting to see how he adjusts.
Levine's next off-speed just high as Cooper takes for ball 1. That is 1-1, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Levine looking to work his way out of a bases-loaded jam. Gilberti, Mooney, and Kang on base. As Levine's first fastball of the day is just a little low.
Good spot there from Levine, though. It didn't miss by much and definitely had Cooper thinking about it.
Good setup pitch, so to speak. Levine looking in, kicks and deals. Little dribbler off. Sullivan got to make a quick play to first. And he does for the out. Levine comes in and makes the play and makes the out. Sullivan, great quick play to Willie. And we stay scoreless. in this one, Tim, and I am shocked to say that in complete honesty after the way that inning seemed to go.
Absolutely. At both innings, greatly for UMass. They let Harvard get some runners in scoring position, and thankfully for the Minutemen, they haven't allowed anyone to get in thus far. And then Levine there, obviously bearing down, producing the ground ball, letting his infield work behind him. A great play there by Sullivan, charging the slow grounder, getting it over solidly, as you said, on a running play. Those are hard to make. Sullivan, it's coming up clutch.
It's tough to fight the defense. They come up here. They got a high point university.
Welcome back in here. UMass taking on Harvard or Lord Field. Tim, can you talk to me about some of these past Beanpot winners and how that's gone so far?
Well, last year Northeastern took it over the BC. It was a 7-0 win for the Huskies there, and that was an impressive one. But looking at the two teams in this matchup, UMass's last win coming in 2019, and that's 6 years ago now, Matt. Of course, during that stretch in 2020 and 2021, the tournament wasn't played due to the pandemic, and now, of course, Harvard is sitting here with the longest drought of any of the four teams in this tournament. They last won in 2018, and their last appearance was a 5-4 loss against BC in 2023. So a tough look for them there.
Straight up to left field. Shortstop camping under it and caught. Ricky makes the play. Brandon Sullivan is retired on 2 pitches there. Tim, continue if you will.
Oh, that play there. That was a good, rallying by the shortstop. Obviously those are difficult plays to make in that kind of middle ground between left field and the part of the infield there. So good job tracking it, good communication. That stuff that, it's just fundamental baseball. Good to see.
Carter Hansen coming in from the left side of the lefty matchup. Ensues. Dowling wins the first pitch with a strike on the outside half there. Brian Dowling really looking comfortable in this one. Just kind of kicking, dealing, and hitting his spots. The 0-1 bears in Hansen's favor with pulled off speed away. Counts 1-1. Carter Hansen definitely has plenty of pop, has a big swing to match it, and can do some damage when he gets the right pitch. As Dowling misses his changeup inside and down, that's ball 2.
2019 baseball Beanpot Championship for UMass. It came against Harvard in the final at Fenway Park. And true UMass fans will remember that Logan Green made the walk-off sacrifice fly to center field to win 10-9 for the Minutemen in that one. So definitely one of the things that keep this rivalry brewing, even though Harvard and UMass don't face off too often, is Atlantic 10 going to be MAC and Ivy League opponents. The Beanpot rivalry has kept these local teams together.
As Carter Hansen swings at a dirty off-speed pitch in the dirt, that's going to be a drop third strike for the Minutemen as Hansen goes down. That's 2 outs here pretty quickly, I must say, in the bottom of the second. And Mitch Schroeder taking his first licks from the right side now.
You said, Matt, really quick outs. UMass super aggressive right now, and it's to a fault with some not great results to start off the top of this third inning.
Dowling misses his first one up.
Bottom of the second here.
Counts 1-0 here, 2 outs in the bottom of the second as Dowling throws his second one on this at-bat. High again, that's ball 2. Pretty sizable crowd here for an average Tuesday. It is the Beanpot game, so I do expect the crowd to be a little bigger for a Tuesday, but, it's not as bad as I thought.
Last Wednesday, it was packed here, too. UMass fans, they come out.
They do. They do indeed. That's a called strike there. as Dowling refines the zone. The count is 2-1. Dowling only throwing about 24, 25 pitches thus far. Really, really easy dealings. As he misses for ball 3, just pulled high. Dowling with a pretty quick pace, especially for lefties who I think usually have a slower pace. He kicks and deals for strike 2 on the outer half there. Schroeder really waiting to swing the bat here until just about now. The count's 3-2.
Mitchell Schroeder, a former Division III star, trying to make the jump to D1. Big situation here for him.
Poked down the right field line. It's going to be foul, but I like the fight, Tim.
Schroeder is a dog in there, as I'd like to say, and he could really make a jump into this UMass lineup. It would be an incredible story.
He's been getting the start at DH for sure. He's been getting the opportunities nonetheless. In the doubleheader against URI, he got his first 2 plate appearances of the day. As the 3-2 comes in, he's walked. Schroeder with a great take on the off speed on the outer part of the plate. That's UMass's first base runner thus far.
Incredible plate appearance there for Schroeder. He really fought in that at bat. Got to tire out an arm like this that has just been pumping gas all day. On the left side of that mound. It's an unfamiliar sight for a lot of guys, but Schroeder right there, he looks like an experienced bat.
Number 31, the Michigan transfer. A lot of power from that left side. I've been kind of waiting for him to get into one, and he definitely has that ability. Hard hit ball left side, screamer through the infield, and that's a base knock.
On that one, the left side of the field, it was ripped through that 5-6 gap. Nothing you can do about it. If your hard runners on first and second, UMass with a little bit of action with 2 outs.
I'm going to say, Tim, the ones have been pretty good this.
Yeah, it's a fun time out here or field. You should hear some of the sound effects. We haven't had a foul off to the right side here into that Mullins parking lot, but you can hear some crashing sounds if you're lucky.
Ryan Colvin up to the plate, and he takes ball 1 off the hand of Dowling. Ryan Dowling started to struggle a little bit here. Does not seem to like the runner on. Definitely seems a little ready for this last out as he kicks and deals. Check swing, called strike nonetheless. The count's 1-1.
Obviously, settling back in there with a strike, but Dowling, mainly a bullpen guy, doesn't go more than an inning very often. And, obviously with this elongated second here, could be getting a little uncomfortable.
Hard hit ball straight center field, right at the center fielder. Gabardi catches it off to the side, but that's the 3rd out. Hard hit baseball from the catcher Colvin. That's not going to do it, Tim. And we'll be back for the top of the 3rd, scoreless in this one as Harvard and UMass start their offenses strong and they work through the first run through. We'll be right back. We're back here at Earl Lorden Field. It's Matt Fordwell and Tim Brown beside me. Tim, talk me through some of these teams' records and how they're doing thus far this year. We're seeing a 0-0 ball game in this one, but, let's talk through where they've been.
Well, UMass, they've got a 9-12-1 record, obviously been battling throughout the year. Their most significant series for me came against Navy, where they split it. They won the first 2 games, then got walked off in the back half, back 2 games. So it's just some difficulty with late game execution there for the Minutemen. And now for Harvard, they have had a trip. I'll tell you, they have played some tough teams throughout their time this season. They took a tour around the Big Ten, playing Northeastern, Indiana, swept by Michigan State. Then they went down to Florida to face the Gators. That was the number 10 ranked team in the country in the preseason poll. So this 2-18 record for Harvard really doesn't explain the level of competition that they played against.
Everybody wants to play the smart guys, Tim. That's my sum up here. Nobody wants to play the UMass, whatever you want to call us. But nonetheless, Jack Levine on the mound misses his first one, makes his second one. Screamer at the second baseman, Sullivan, as he picks it up and throws it over. Polisante hit an absolute rocket, and it just got fielded up quite quickly by Sullivan, and that's the first out in this one.
Yeah, great play by Sullivan. I mean, he saw that one coming directly at him, got down on the knee, made sure he blocked that baseball at any cost, and made the nice play over there first.
Right, baseball's all around today. I don't know if it's the wind or the hot air, but the bats are hot for sure. He looks in here, kicks, deals for strike one. He's starting to hold it. That's a firm fastball, I will say, too.
Yeah, he's aggressive. It's definitely a flip of the switch from where Adam Merritt was. He looked like he was trying to chip his way around the zone, paint the black a little bit. Levine's not scared. He's coming right at me. He's hard to hit it.
Liam Wilson takes strike two. Count is 0-2 with one out. Levine kicks and deals, hunting a strikeout. Fouled straight back over our head. Tim had a big old flinch there.
Yeah, I had to whip my head back. That was going right over.
That was going right over us. I'll give you that one. That's a flinch-worthy move there. Levine really hunting that strikeout. Looking for his first one of the day. Kicks and deals. Hard fastball, bottom of the zone, fouled over the left, and it's going to bust.
Those sound effects, Matt. I mean, this is just a wonderful cruise here at Rowarden Field. I'm not sure where the Finding Nemo seagulls find their way into here, but it's always funny when they do.
From the coast, Tim. From the coast. Oh, this Liam Wilson takes ball one in this one. Good off-speed inside, definitely a backdoor attempt. Might as well miss that low instead of getting hung over the middle of the plate. Good pitch from Levine. Right-hander. Struck him out on the slider. Throw it around. That's your first K of the day, Jack Levine. And UMass has their second out in the top of the third.
Yeah, Levine showed everything he could right there in that at-bat. He was hunting that strikeout, as you said, and finally gets it there, dotting the outside and getting that hitter to swing at it. It was a beautiful pitch.
Hitter Fang up to the plate as he takes ball one from Levine. A firm fastball, bottom of the zone, just seems to miss. The count's 1-0. Swinging strike. Levine with a really good pitch there. Bottom of the zone. Really, staying low. Live low, you live long in this game. So, really preaching that. High fastball. Missed. Hey, you missed the high one. I told you. Throw it up there. You're going to miss it. Kind of eating my words here, Tim, a little bit. That's Callan Fang fouls one back to the left. Twos across the board here as Levine's looking for his second strikeout now. Trying to sort of enter UMass in the pitcher's duel, so to speak. I feel like Merritt did not necessarily match Dowling's persona as Levine looks for the strikeout, misses there.
Matt, you said it. What matters most to UMass is the zeros on the board for now. I mean, even with a ton of guys getting in scoring position on Merritt, he was able to keep a guy from crossing the plate, and now Levine, he's bringing a more aggressive style. It seems like it's really a hot and cold here for the Harvard hitters, and they're not having a great time adjusting to it.
Levine shakes to the fastball on the outside corner, just misses. Looks like it was on the black almost. The dugout sure thinks it was, but no surprise there.
Yeah, the UMass bench definitely hooting and hollering at that one, but like you said, no surprise on the bias there. Tough to see that come.
Levine to avoid the walk, strikes him out. Hard fastball, can't catch up, and down goes Fang. Still scoreless going into the bottom of the third. UMass is going to try to change that as the top of their order will come up here. Tim Brown, Matt Ford Wellman here. We'll be back in just a moment. And we're back here in Amherst, Massachusetts. Couple fun facts here, Tim. Can you lay them on me really quick?
Yeah, Matt, we've got two Harvard alums currently in MLB. The first one, 10-year veteran Brent Suter, great reliever there, spent 6 years with the Reds, 1 year with the Rockies, and a pair of years, actually had his best year with the Cincinnati Reds last year. He spent 6 years with the Brewers, I think say. And the other, Matt, would you happen to know?
I do. He went to my high school. So he's kind of a local legend around there. Got a shutout last night. Pitches there. So yeah, Tim, talk to me a little bit about this guy Hunter Bishop. What is he? What's he doing?
Yeah, obviously, Matt, you mentioned him last night and how he had that save for the Tampa Bay Rays, finishing it out with a strikeout with 100 miles per hour on the gun. An impressive one there. And obviously, this is a newer guy coming out of a kind of journeyman era in the minor leagues. Last year, making it to the bigs at 26 years old with the Chicago Cubs, got tossed over to the Rays, and he threw 14 innings with 19 strikeouts and got his first career save with a 1-0 win over the Blue Jays on September 20th of last year. So, I mean, it's great for him as a Harvard alum who studied physics. He's getting tossed over into that Rays bullpen factory that we've known for years, produced guys that are locked down coming up.
Super smart guy. Home hero of mine for sure. Dowling hunting a strikeout here against Gavin O'Brien, the 9-hitter for UMass, as O'Brien fouls one into the catcher. It counts 2-2 here with no outs in the bottom of the third. Yeah, Hunter Bishop, real local legend of mine, hit real well for both the Crimson and the Los Gatos Wildcats in Los Gatos, California, where I grew up. He's kind of the first of a couple names you'll hear from Los Gatos over the couple years. Ground ball, second baseman, over to first, got him, and O'Brien is retired. If you're a big college baseball guy, you might know the name Tommy Troy. He's the shortstop for Stanford for all those years when they were heading into the. He's now with the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe, also at the Los Gatos. You got any alum to shout out, Tim?
Not in baseball in any way. Wakefield baseball isn't exactly a superstar program.
Not a powerhouse?
No,
So sad.
not exactly. We have had our okay share of basketball players. Shout out to Bruce Brown, the 2023 champion with the Denver Nuggets.
That's something.
Yeah,
That's definitely something.
it's a pride point for Wakefield, I'd say.
Ryan Dowling misses his second pitch in this one. Counts 2-0 on two breakers there. One out in this bottom of the third. Dowling trying to get back into this count here. He will with a fastball high and away to Tirado. Count is 2-1.
Dowling has really looked great throughout the game. He's really settling in, and I've said a couple times before, he's a reliever. Doesn't usually go this long, but he's still attacking the zone strong, and he's really firing off of that left side, and it's an uncomfortable play from these Minutemen so far.
Dowling missing low there. 3-2 now.
And I know you don't exactly love it, Matt, but there's a lot of lefties in this UMass lineup. It can be difficult, lefty-lefty. As I've said, unfamiliar sights. You don't see a lot of lefties below this level throwing as hard as Dowling.
Dorado takes ball 4, and you're right, Tim. The lefty on lefty proving to be valuable. But honestly, kind of in reverse, if I have to say so. It seems like Dowling's kind of struggling to land his changeup to lefties, which is really his kryptonite against some of these UMass left-handed hitters. Now, righty shortstop Matt Trevisano comes up to the plate looking to find a barrel here. Wind really blowing hard into kind of the right foul pole, across the foul poles. Dowling picks over. Colasante kind of hovered Dorado there, making sure the ball doesn't go flying down the right field line. And Dowling will toe the rubber again. Picks over one more time. Never 3. Never 3, Tim. Never 3.
Unless you're going to get him nowadays.
Well, you're right. Nowadays, long gone are the days of the 5, 6, 7 pickoffs. Dowling kicks and deals to the plate, and he misses his first one. You know, my dad used to always say that. I know he's listening right now, since it's kind of a Papa Ford shout-out. He always used to say, you ever pick off the first base, I swear the pitcher never throws a strike after. It's tough. Pick over there a couple times, you got to refocus. I'll give it to him. Lefty's better than most. As Dowling misses his, ball kicks away. Trevisano, Tirado steals the base there, and he's safe at second standing.
Yeah, now a runner in scoring position for UMass, and that's the importance right there of keeping it in front of UMass. That ball squirts out to the left, and there's no stopping Tirado from taking the bag right there.
Well, Tirado, 180 feet from home plate. Trevisano trying to bring him there. Off-speed slips off the hand and gets away for ball 3. The stolen base may come as no fruitful effort. Trevisano's one pitch away from a walk here. Matt Trevisano kind of looking to switch places with him. Squares around to bunt. Obviously, I think as he takes ball 4 with the base open. Not necessarily a guy you want to walk, because up comes Braden Sullivan, the power-hitting righty.
Yeah, and you saw him getting around Dowling early in the last at-bat, as we're going to have a mound visit here for Harvard.
Bill Decker going out to the mound. I don't see a sign over to the bullpen, nor do I see anyone getting warm in the bullpen.
Seems like the expectation is for Dowling to go deep here. So just a brief conversation, and obviously this is the first time that 2 runners have been on for UMass here, and is threatening of one out.
Braden Sullivan flew out to the right fielder, kind of got jammed on a high fastball. I have seen him extend one over the right field wall before. He can do it again, especially with the wind blowing from foul pole to foul pole, left to right. Righties might have an advantage in this one. That slicing ball down the right field line seems like it's going to get a little extra hook. Matt Reynolds jogging back into the dugout now. Excuse me, not Matt Reynolds, Bill Decker. Excuse me. Could never mix up those two roles, Matt. Could never. My mistake.
I'll give you credit, Matt. They all look similar. They're both baseball men.
Baseball managers do tend to look the same. I'll give you that. Ryan Dowling looks at second base. Little pick move, throws it over. No stress for Tirado. Dowling will.
Communication from the UMass bench there. You saw them get hype after Tirado walked back safely there.
Just love a good bat call, Tim. You know, the emphasis is important. Hard hit ball by Sullivan, left field. Will it get down? It does not. Line drive caught by the left fielder Cooper, and he probably just saved 2 runs right there.
Yeah,
As Sullivan hits the ball real hard.
Good shot by Cooper tracking it down right there. And yeah, Sullivan mentioned it earlier at bat. He was out ahead of Dowling on the bump. He was pulling it all the way over to that left side. Didn't get enough juice on that one to push it to a place where the left fielder couldn't get it. And it's good contact. You just have to remind yourself sometimes in baseball you can do everything right, and it's just barely wrong.
2 outs here in the bottom of the third as Dowling's trying to close this one out here. Jack Beverly up to the plate. Sophomore hitting .293. Just as much power as his predecessor Sullivan. Equally from the right side. Dowling looking for strike 2. Ground ball to shortstop. Short route taken as he flips it to second base for the third out in this one. Dowling bending but not breaking. Looking to move on to the bottom of the fourth. We'll see the top of the fourth here as UMass tries to close down this offensive effort from Harvard. We'll be right back. Jack Rickham coming back, or Rickham coming back. Levine.
Number 12.
Jack versus Jack here. Who's going to win? We'll find out in a couple seconds here. Matt waggles back, and Levine misses inside for ball 1. Tim, talk me through some stats here. Let's see how these guys are doing.
Yeah, Rickheim, one of the more solid hitters in this Harvard lineup with 277 average and a 698 OPS. Really hasn't been too much of a power bat, but can make his way around the bags here. You see 4 doubles and a triple out of his 18 hits. So definitely a speed threat for the Harvard Crimson right here.
Rickham check swing, called a strike. The count is 1-1. And Levine tries to make it 1-2. He can't. Misses low. Counts 2-1. Very good dominant curveball from Levine there. Excuse me, slider. Very, very good pitch. Looking to maybe double that up with another one. There it is. And he misses just away. Count is 3-1 now. Levine trying to work back into this one. Does not want to lead off the inning with a walk, especially here at the bottom of the order. Right-hander kicks, deals, misses away, and he does just that. As Jack Rickheim wins the battle of the Jacks. And he's over there. Looks like some sunglasses getting passed out to third baseman Beverly.
And that at bat there, Bean just even getting progressively more out of control as it went on. Obviously, that last ball missing by a lot. We'll see if he settles back in here. Second inning, actually.
Being one pitch away from getting 2 outs now. The speed on first base. Bunt shown. Pitch not there. Counts 1-0. Harvard definitely trying to score a run any way they can. Small ball is a useful tactic. And they're going to use every bit of it they can.
Yeah, I like the idea with how solid the Crimson's defense has been so far, and they're pitching almost unexpectedly, going by the stats. But it's baseball; anyone can really have a game.
Levine misses his second there. Counts 2-0. Time on the batter. And we'll start it back up here as Levine toes the rubber. Some speed over at first. Levine checking, looking back in. Hard hit ball over the head of Sullivan. Rickham's going to get to third there as the cut is thrown into second. Runners are split at the corners. And that's a single from Schulman. Really hard hit ball over the second baseman there. Well cut off by Hansen, but not quite enough to hold the runner to second.
Yeah, Hansen making the quick move over there. That ball was hit hard, just not hard enough for him to really have a chance of picking off Rickheim there, going to third. And once again, Rickheim, it was an easy move over to get the extra base there with how much speed he has, and a great job there at the plate just to put the ball in play. And you make something great happen.
I will say this, you might call our production low budget, but I would say all the arms in the outfield are red for running. UMass has some cannons in the outfield, especially in right. Carter Hansen could throw a dime from the fence out there, and he is looking to on any fly ball possible right now. As Levine checks first, looks in. Hard hit baseball almost right over us. I flinched that time. Tim's giving me some crap over here.
Well, Matt, I got to say, you're making fun of me for the one earlier. I got to dig back a little bit.
I'll wear that. I'll wear that one on the chest. Good pitches from Levine. Double play still in action as he picks over to first. No avail. We'll do it again. 1-1 count. No outs here in the top of the fourth. Crimson trying to strike first in this one with a runner on third. Levine off speed for a strike. Count is 1-2. He's hunting a strikeout here and maybe a way out of this one.
You need a strikeout here if you want to get out of this jam. No run scoring, runners on the corners with no outs is definitely a challenge to any pitcher out there.
Levine holding the runners well. Off speed. Kind of scissor kicked by Kang towards the Mullins Center. And we'll do it again. Count stays 1-2. Jordan Kang looking for any ball up the middle here. Ground ball to the shortstop will score the run. Levine jams him. High fly ball out to Hansen. Hansen sitting under it. Hansen will cut off the throw. Won't make a throw home. And the Crimson will score first. Rickheim runs in from third base on the sac fly. It's one out. And Harvard goes up 1-0.
Yeah, big play there for the Crimson. Obviously, that fly ball more than deep enough to score Rickheim, and obviously no chance for Hansen to make a play there on the throw.
Hansen kind of drifting with that ball. Definitely did not have a chance at a throw there. Bunt attempt goes foul from Mooney. And that's the first strike in that one. Jack Levine trying to hold the runner at first to prevent the double play from disappearing. Levine's still only one pitch away from getting out of this one. Right-hander kicks and deals with the off-speed. That's a called strike. Count is 0-2.
It's a little bit of a weight off his shoulders to see that runner get off at third, whether he scored or not. It's just something you don't have to pay attention to anymore. So now you can bear down and attack the strike zone.
Levine, Beverly gets his glove down, throws it over to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Willie, and he's safe at first. Willie seemed to think he got him.
Got a reaction there from Jack Levine as well. He's not happy about the call. And that was a close play, real bang-bang at first. 1 on and 2 out for Harvard.
The lineup does turn over now, which is quite unfortunate if you're Jack Levine. You wanted to prevent that from happening at all cost. That's Matt Gabberty up to the plate to extend the lead here. Runner on first still. Levine picks over to that runner. No avail. Mooney over at first has 2 stolen bases on the season, 0 caught stealing. Not much of a base stealing threat. Short route still in play for the Minuteman defense as Levine kicks and deals. Off speed, called a strike on the outside corner. Levine will go up 0-1. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Harvard scored their first run this inning, making the game 1-0. Right-hander picks over again. Ball goes up the right field line. Willie digging for it. The runner's going to get sent. Mooney taking off for third. Throw coming in will get cut off by the third baseman there. Throw back to the pitcher. And that's a big-time error.
Yeah, that's really tough for UMass, especially Levine. Definitely having that mentality. Saw his reaction after the missed double play that he could have gotten out of that inning a while ago without having to throw a pitch in this at-bat. But now you make that mistake, throwing the ball into the dirt on the pickoff, and you got a man at third again.
Levine kicks and deals. Bottom part of the zone for a strike. Got 2 on him now. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. As Matt Gabberty tries to score a run from third. Jack Levine's pitch. Out for ball 1. Hard fastball. Definitely think that was meant to be high and tight, maybe high and away.
Well, I think
Slipped
the
out there.
scripted ball there, 0-2. Just Levine working with patience, knowing you can get the guy out any way you want with 2 outs in this inning.
Tim, you were right. That was definitely a purposeful ball as Lean comes back with a backdoor hook that gets fouled off by Gabberty. That was a save me swing if I've ever seen one, Tim.
Yeah, great pitch there from Levine. Pretty
Great battle.
lead-off hitter here. He's got to fight.
1-2 count, 2 outs. Levine trying to close this one out. The pitch. Hit over the shortstop. It's going to drop in there. Levine throws his hands up as the ball gets tossed in. The Crimsons score their second run now as Mooney comes across. Gabberty does get it done. Levine looks very upset about that hit. That was definitely a good pitch, a good piece of hitting. I would say you have to tip your cap, but given the course of this inning already, I don't think Levine's in the mood.
Well, I'd see for Levine, his frustration is mainly coming from the fact that Harvard just capitalized on his mistake, sending that runner over to third base by accident, and I'd certainly wouldn't be happy on
Runner
the bump
takes
myself.
off, and the ball hits the batter. Batter takes first base. Levine kind of shakes his head there.
UMass, I'm going to want to check on Levine here. He's looked a little distraught late in this inning, even with 2 outs. Definitely going to want to talk and refocus here with runners on first and second and already given up a pair of runs in this inning.
There's not at every base here for the UMass defense. They're going to try to find one. Try to get back into the batter's circle, start swinging the bat again. Harvard's done a great job at working counts, though. Honestly, probably the biggest standout piece from this Harvard offense. They have not swung at a lot of balls. They have swung at a lot of strikes, and they have made contact with a lot of strikes. I think that was a precedent they set early, and definitely something good to see from this Harvard Crimson team.
What something you saw from the opening jump, you had Adam Merritt starting, so Harvard's mentality is let's make these bullpen guys work. Let's make them run through what little they have left after that series last weekend against Rhode Island.
Levine's pitch high and tight to Colasante for ball 1 as it pushes him off the plate a little bit. Righty on righty matchup here. Hard hit ball to right field. Hanson going back. Hanson looking up. It's gone! Colasante with the opposite field bomb, and the Crimson go up 5-0.
What a strike there from Colasante. And, of course, I mentioned earlier we were talking to his father, and he was saying how his son might have a chance to get drafted. Well, that's a swing that gets you drafted right there. A split into right field, absolutely powered over to the fence there, and UMass goes down 5-0.
Tim, I'll say I almost never take anyone seriously when they say, well, I think me or my son might be drafted. That was a really good swing from Colasante. That's a high D1 level swing. Opposite field ball, absolutely barreled. Levine's got to come back here, and he does with the first strike in this new batter. That's going to be Liam Wilson, the junior, 0 for 1 on the day thus far. 0 for 2 on the day. He takes ball 1 as Levine misses his second. 1-1 count here, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Harvard 5 runs this inning as Levine misses again. Count is 2-1.
Now getting some action started in that bullpen. Definitely not going to see Levine after this inning. I think most people could assume that by now.
That's for sure. Levine just misses that one. Hear the trip from the dugout. That's a really good take, I'll say that. That looks like a really good pitch.
Right across the letters at the chest and maybe just above the zone from the umpire's perspective.
And that's going to be ball 4 here for Liam Wilson as he'll take first base. Jack Levine trying to work his way out of this one himself. Definitely has the ability. I think it's just about making the correct set of pitches. In comes Callan Fang.
Levine really hasn't been able to piece anything together since he let that first run come in. It's like it's completely defocused him from this game. He's been riding with 2 outs this whole time and let in another 4 runs.
Callan Fang trying to keep the line moving here with 2 outs. Thinks about it, doesn't go, called strike anyway. Fang is down 0-2 with 2 outs here. UMass still has the short route out with a runner on first. Infield can go second or first base, either or. Swing from Fang, fouled off his foot, and we'll do it again. As Fang takes a step out of the batter's circle here and there, taking a break. These foul balls off your feet hurt so bad, Tim, especially in the wind and the cold right now.
And with how fast Levine throws as well, I mean, he hasn't let off on the radar gun, that's for sure.
That's for sure. The kick, the pitch. Ball out, called by the umpire. Good pitch from Levine, but not quite there. Brings the count to 1-2 now. 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Levine trying to work his way out now. Right-hander deals. Ball hit to Sullivan at second base. Sullivan scoops, throws it over to Willie, and that's the 3rd out. UMass works their way out of this one, but without giving up 5 runs here in the top of the 4th. They will look to respond here in the bottom of the 4th, just coming up in a little bit. We're back here in Amherst, Massachusetts, as Harvard comes in to UMass's field and puts up a 5-run spot. Tim, where can you pinpoint how this 5-run inning seems to occur, and how can UMass stop it from happening again?
Well, it was Harvard wreaking havoc on the base paths there. You saw Rick Heim tearing his way around after that single by Cooper, I believe, and he got his way to third base, and that was just a distraction there from Levine. He couldn't work well with runners on, and it just kept progressing until that home run into right field puts up the 5 spot tough look here for UMass as, you reach the midway point of this game. Still a lot of outs to work with.
Carter Hansen takes a big swing at a breaker there, puts himself in an 0-2 hole now, as Brian Dowling seems to have only gotten better from the rest he got during that long top of the fourth. Dowling hunting a strikeout here. Off-speed pitch on the outside. He wants it, doesn't get it, but definitely a good pitch nonetheless. The count's 1-2.
Excited little hops there from Dowling at the end of that pitch. And you know that feeling as a pitcher when you're really in a flow and you see that one file in, you just want it.
Dowling with a nasty one at the bottom of the zone, and he gets Hansen on the breaker, and that's the first out.
I don't think I've ever seen Hansen so discombobulated by a pair of pitches there. Swinging completely with his front side, swinging his back leg out, just uncharacteristic of him there.
Dowling's first one here to Sullivan now. Excuse me, to Mitch Schroeder. Excuse me. My mistake there. Schroeder looking to make an impact in this one. Dowling on the season, only 9 walks, 20 strikeouts. As he misses one here. Counts 2-0. Good walk to strikeout ratio. That's what makes a good starting pitcher, to be completely honest with you, Tim. And Dowling showing reason to believe he should be one of the Crimson starters today. Schroeder hit to third base. Third baseman picks it up, throws it over to first, and in time for the second out in this one. Shulman made a great play, getting around the ball, firing to third base. Colasante with a good stretch, making it look routine.
Yeah, playing deep in the hole there at third, you got to make a really strong throw to get it over, and that was an absolute strike there from Shulman.
Willie now up to the plate. First baseman could be a difference maker in this one with a couple of big swings. Take there from Willie for a strike. Willie's been good in this one with a single thus far, trying to add on here as Dowling's second pitch misses for a ball. Counts 1-1. I did not hear any AOs, Tim.
Out of me?
The PA reporter called for an AO. I did not hear him.
It's not what I've been hired to do.
It's not what you've been hired to do, Tim. I appreciate that statement, and you are not the AO guy. As Dowling misses for the second ball in this at-bat. Back-to-back balls here, back-to-back breaking pitches. Got to expect he's going to come back with something hard here. Fastball will run into Willie as the lefty-on-lefty battle. Ball hit to third base. Lays out, doesn't quite get it. And Willie's going to get a single on a less hit hard ball than he did the last time.
That's hit hard ball, but that thing was still strong, driven down the left field line right there. Obviously, rounding past Shulman there at third. Good job by Willie taking it to the opposite part of the field. Obviously didn't get any air under it, but just making the effort and kind of change the perception of the infield there. It's a difficult play to make, so a good single.
Ryan Colvin now trying to continue the rally as he takes ball one on the outer half. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and I must say, UMass seems to be doing all their best work with 2 outs thus far. And that's not going to win you baseball games too often, Tim.
Matt, I was just thinking right there along with you. It's difficult when you get runners on and you can't make another mistake from there on. And UMass is leaving themselves no breathing room by, continuing to wait until there's already 2 down to produce something.
Completely, Tim. Colvin, hard swing at a breaker. Makes the count 1-2. Can you do the can Tim? I don't think I could either. I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe I could, but I think I'd have to learn it. It'd be an effort for sure.
Our interview with Coach Reynolds could ask me to say it.
Can you do the can Coach Reynolds? You might get it. Yeah. Brian Dowling. Pitch incoming, misses low. 2's across the board now. 2-2-2.
You can see Dowling, he's just so stoic out there. He doesn't have any feeling if he misses a pitch or misses a spot. He's just standing right back in there and ready to fire.
Dowling misses again at the bottom of the zone. Count is full now. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner will be moving on the pitch. That little jump on the 3-2, 2 outs can have a difference, especially if Colbin can hit a ball in the gap here. We might see Willie score from first. Dowling trying to finish him off here. Foul back, and we'll do it again as Willie resets back at first base. You know, Tim, one of the most annoying parts of playing baseball is the 3-2, 2 out guy on first, because we're going to watch Matt Willie run back and forth about 5 times if we see a couple more foul balls.
But when you're telling that to a first baseman here,
You're telling it to the first baseman.
Mark
Good
Willie
point.
does not want to make his way from first to second a couple of times, and he won't have to.
On ball 4 there, Mark Willie will stay at second base now. Won't have to run back to first anymore. And up comes Gavin O'Brien. Had a 2-hit game against Rhode Island in the second game of the doubleheader. 2 singles. Not a guy.
Definitely surprised out of that bottom part of the order. Definitely a big point to Anthony Torrado's success at the top there. They flow into each other well.
O'Brien just misses that one, fouls it off to the right. I don't think it hit a car.
That was
It
deep
headed into the
that-
parking lot. It was deep into that parking lot.
Absolutely.
Is it bad that I hope once in a while that, maybe a thud? Satisfying thud.
A thud, not a crash.
No, a thud, not a crash. Never a crash. Hard hit ball to the shortstop. He's going to take it, go to second base for the third out. And that's what we're talking about. Me and Tim doing all your best offensive damage with 2 outs does, find you're unlikely to, consistently get a great hit here. Tim, any thoughts?
No, Matt, just exactly what you were saying there. I mean, you can't make a mistake, and even right there, if there wasn't outs, that was a 2-ball.
That wasn't
just perfectly their shortstop right in the flow of that double play depth, and UMass just needs to make their damage early. They need to figure out a way to get to a flow early in an inning, and I know that's tough against Dowling, but he should be winding down here as we get to the end.
As the fan in the stands wins the Boom or Doom contest, you might have heard a big old boom there. We're going to see Jason Blanchard, freshman, come in the top of the 5th here, and we'll be back momentarily. Welcome back in here in Amherst, Massachusetts, as we are seeing J.J. Blanchard take the mound now. The big right-hander looking to hopefully perform better than he did in his last couple outings. Has had a bit of a struggle giving up a couple hits here and there, and mainly, the death by the walk, Tim. It's the free bases you give up that are really going to hurt you. So he's going to look to stay efficient in this one and go right at hitters.
Like you said, third appearance of his collegiate career. Made his debut against Albany last Wednesday, I believe. And like you said, Matt, he has a little bit of control issues being it his first couple times on the bump here for UMass. But overall, he's able to attack the zone well as well. When he's locked in, he has great stuff. His only issue, like you said, letting guys on. There were a couple threatening situations, even bags loaded there against Albany, but he thankfully got out of the jam for the Minutemen and just put in 2 great innings of work there, and obviously struggled against Rhode Island, another really tough Atlantic 10 team.
No doubt that Rhode Island is a good athletic 10 team, if not one of the best A10 teams. Blanchard misses 2 in a row there. The count's 2-1 now. Right-hander trying to get back in it. Ball hit over the second baseman. He can't quite get it, and Hanson's going to field that one. As Jack Rickheim takes another single on the day. He scored that first run back in the fourth that kind of cascaded the whole inning down out of UMass's favor, and he's hit another single now off of Blanchard.
Yeah, that one's going to sting for a while for him off the inside part of the bat with this cold New England air and barely tipping over the edge of the glove of Sullivan there at second base. But either way, a solid single and a threat on the base pass.
But with the hit and run, not quite good enough as we might see a play at first, and he's out at first base. What a play from the shortstop, Travisano. Heading towards second base, throws on the brakes, goes back, gets the ball, and then throws it to first. That's almost a guaranteed hit and run success every time. And I think if that ball's hit a little harder, we might have seen that.
Yeah, but absolutely great awareness from Travisano, still watching the play as he saw the runner coming at second base. And like you said, had to throw on the brakes, basically throw across his body to get that play done at first. And what a job.
Good block from Colbin, another good block. Really helping out his pitchers. You hear the dugout giving him some props there. As Jordan Kang comes up to the plate here, number 13, trying to make some good pitches here. Excuse me, trying to find the barrel of the bat. My mistake. Blanchard looking in now. Kicks and deals. Good off speed just off the plate there. Really good breaker from Blanchard. If he can nail that, that's going to be kryptonite to some of these righties.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, young kid. This UMass freshman core is really strong. It'll be interesting to see how they develop over the years.
Hard hit baseball, foul, heading towards the cars, and it misses him. Bummer. So sad. I don't promote property damage, I promise.
I'm getting some bad vibes out of here. I don't know what they're teaching in Los Gatos, California, but clearly it's a little bit of baseball and a little bit of car vandalism.
Car vandalism, not vandalism. There's the breaking ball for a strike from Blanchard. Counts 2-2 now. Pretty damaged, really, Tim? I think maybe just the enjoyment in slight property damage, but vandalism, no. Blanchard with the off-speed. Ball hit to left field. O'Brien lays out and misses it. Ball's going to go to the wall. Crimson are going to score 1. And Kang's going to stay at second with a 1-run double.
Yeah, Kang right there just trading places with Rickheim and O'Brien. A tough play over there in left field. Obviously, that ball was hit hard down the line there, and he made a sliding effort trying to get in front of it before it rolled over to the wall, but just not quick enough to get it. And that allows the extra base, as I believe Rickheim would have scored either way with his play speed.
Tough break for Blanchard as he was making some really good pitches down the straight there. Blanchard trying to get in this one early as he misses his fastball for ball 1. Mooney up to the plate now, the 9-hitter. Blanchard trying to do the most damage he can at the bottom of this order before it turns over. Reddy looks at second. Back at the plate, back at second, and he deals. Ball hit hard. Travisano throws across his body to first base, and Willie comes off the bag, drops the ball, and everybody stays put. As we see a bit of a snowball fight there starting to ensue. Tough play in the 6-hole for kind of everybody involved over there on the left side, whether that's Beverly or Travisano. Beverly playing in and kind of close to the bag because of that runner on second base. Travisano forced to make that play. I think if Beverly makes that play instead and is playing his normal depth, that's probably an out.
Yeah, I think so too, Matt. It's obviously a tough situation there as an enormous bird just swiped past left field.
I'm sorry, that was noticeably a massive bird. Sorry, Tim, I didn't distract you.
No, that was an incredible sighting, Matt. Flying right past the American flag, too. If that's an eagle, that's a beautiful sight. With our pure American game of baseball here at our award field.
Blanchard induces a foul ball from Gilberti on the first one. Force out any base here for Blanchard, just trying to induce soft contact. Picks a second throw over, not in time. And Blanchard will address the plate again. 0-1 is the count, 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Crimson have runners on second and first, looking to add to one run they've already scored here in the top of the fifth. Blanchard kicks and deals. Bottom of the zone, just hooked foul. Gilberti with a base hit in the fourth, a walk in the second, and a ground ball in the first. Has made sure to hit the ball hard in all of his at-bats where he has made contact. Definitely looking to add to the Crimson's lead here with a base knock. Blanchard looking in, picks off. Little errant, but well within the reach of Travisano.
Good thing Travisano saved that one. Could have been another really costly mistake for UMass had he not reached the glove out there.
Well, you'd rather miss the way he's running already up the second base line than, kind of cut him off and make him reach across. Definitely a good miss from Blanchard on the pick. Blanchard looking to finish off the hitter as Colbin makes another good block. And they're going to call a balk because the catcher picked up the baseball with his mask. One of the weirdest rules in baseball. I can't tell you why it exists, but I can guarantee you Colbin did it, and I watched it happen. He just reaches forward with his mask, tries to stop the ball, and it's a balk. Reynolds coming out to argue his case, but I don't know. I think he's just trying to see if any of the umpires might have seen Colbin do it.
Well, I'm not even sure he reached out with the mask, Matt. I believe he might have just flipped it off of his head, and it ended up coming in contact with the ball.
Unfortunately, if a mask touches a baseball, it is the same thing. It's the same as if you are holding your helmet and you reach out and touch a base. Helmet's not an extension of you. They should call you out on that play. Sometimes they don't, but tough instinct for the catcher to pull off the mask and go to find the ball and accidentally make contact. But the umpires are going to talk about it. But this is one of those, game-defining plays here. I know it's 6-0 in the top of the fifth, but if UMass wants a chance at this, the double play would have been a really nice way to get back and back in the dugout. And they're gonna. It looks like they're pointing. The third base coach throws up his hand and says, "I don't know," and they're gonna send everybody back to no avail anyway.
That's interesting.
Very interesting.
That's interesting, Matt. I'm not sure what there is to overturn. Obviously, just a coincidental touch of the mask to the baseball. Unfortunately, that's a rule. That was just one of those weird things, but
Blanchard looking to come back here and make him pay. Looks in at second. Back at first. Kicks and deals. Hard fastball. Ball hit over. Willie picks it up. Has no play on the bobble, and the bases are juiced. Blanchard makes a great pitch at the bottom of the zone there. Gets his ground ball. And unfortunately, the Minuteman defense can't quite pick up the slack there. You see catcher Colbin looking at his pitcher going, one pitch away, 1 pitch away. You are 1 pitch away from being out of this, and that is true. A good 4-1, 6-4-3, 4-6-3. Any version of the double play right now would be opportune for the Minutemen.
yeah, Blanchard hit his spot right there, and Willie just couldn't come up with it. Thankfully, or fortunately for the Minutemen, he kept it in the infield, so no run scored.
Hard hit baseball to center field. Travisano back, catches it on the jump. Runners are going to tag from both second and third. Run will score at home. And that's going to extend the lead 7-0 Crimson as this game's getting a little out of hand. All the credit to Blanchard. He is making every pitch he can, trying to get outs any way he can. Unfortunately, this Minuteman defense is seemingly struggling a little bit. Nothing Travisano could have done out there in center. Tirado. It's my mistake.
Yeah, Tirado obviously made a good play on the hard hit ball out there, just tracking it all the way. Made a nice jump on the catch and fired it back in quickly, but obviously no play to be made there with how deep it was hit. both of those runners move up. So now guys on the corners with 2 down.
Blanchard picks over there to Noah Vale. He's going to get the pitch for Colasante. You remember he hit a homer in the last inning. Rerun shot over right center. Hits the ball high again. It's going to go foul over the press box down the right field line.
And Matt, if I'm not mistaken, it came in a similar situation here with 2 down, and I believe men on the corners for a 3-run shot.
You know, Tim, I think you're correct. Blanchard's going to want to make sure he makes every pitch here. Have the base open, not a threat to walk a guy, but you want to get out of this one as fast as possible. Pick off to first to no avail again. Gabberty can be a base stealing threat when needed to be. I think that's what Blanchard's trying to make sure of as he keeps picking over to first. Colasante dialed in. Oh, Blanchard almost got that one on the pick. We say never 3, but he did, and he almost had him.
Play there from Blanchard. Once again, Matt, like you said, he's doing everything right here. He's letting the field work behind him. He's checking on runners well. Just got to get this final.
Runner does take off. Colbin doesn't even bother to get out of the squat and throw there.
3 bag there for Harvard with 2 down right here. And that's another man in scoring position, though. So it's the big move up. If a single were to come as the result of this at bat, it could be a game.
Blanchard's pitch. Slow roller. Beverly going to have to barehand it, get rid of it, holds it, back pick, and he's not going to get the runner moving up to third. Very smart play from Beverly there. Doesn't quite get the runner to bite. And that's going to be an infield single for Colasante. JJ Blanchard is doing just about everything in his power to help the Minutemen right now. And unfortunately, baseballs are seemingly finding gaps that are not, prospective to them, so to speak.
Yeah, and the 8th run scored there for Harvard just on another soft play on the infield. It's really tough for UMass as, you came into this game, you look at that Harvard record 2-18, and it can be deceiving with these teams that they've played, and they're showing it right now with their offensive fight here.
Blanchard misses his first one, counts 1-0. Colasante takes off for second. An absolute moonshot to left, straight up. O'Brien falls down and he makes the catch. That ball was hit about as high as I have seen a baseball hit today. O'Brien backpedaling, falls down, kind of Benny the Jets it into his glove.
Matt, we've talked about that wind all day that's blowing towards the right side and a little bit towards home plate here. That might have slowed that ball's trajectory as it was a high fly out there to left. And obviously O'Brien caught a little off guard by how high in the sky it was, lost his footing, falls to his back, and barely gets it in the glove there. An impressive play on what could have been, a really costly mistake for UMass in the outfield.
Well, UMass not looking too offensively dominant in this one. Struggling on defense a little bit as the Crimson leads 8-0. Fortunately for UMass, top of their order coming up in just a moment. Will Burns taking the mound for the Crimson here in relief. UMass trying to get on the board. Tirado fouls one off to the left. Will Burns, sophomore, right-hander, 6'1", 200 pounds from Sandy Hook, Connecticut. Definitely looking to stay efficient in this one, trying to maybe finish this one off himself as he misses for ball 2.
So, Matt, I think we'd be remiss to not mention the outing from Dowling in those first 4 innings. 4 strong shutout frames against the Minutemen here, and this is no pushover lineup from UMass. I mean, they've got some really strong hitters here. He worked all right against lefties, as you said. He really, was struggling with that changeup a little bit against them, but the righties in this UMass were virtually invisible. There was nothing to really be done, and really put Harvard in a great position here as we stick in the midway point of this game.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it. But I think Brian Dowling, Tirado takes a tough swing for a strikeout as Burns gets his first one in this one. I didn't want to say it to him while he was still pitching, but if Dowling gets that changeup consistent, he's a high-level D1 left-handed reliever. He's 3-pitch mix, hard fastball. That's a mix that I would want on my high-level D1 team. He's just a sophomore, so much opportunities for him. To wish him all the luck here as his day ends at Earl Order.
So we're talking, a little bit like there's a couple of guys here who they get drafted from these size of programs and they really make a name for themselves as, a guy who was in this program, and it draws a lot of attention towards it. So Dowling, if he wants to start up a pitching factory here, following in the footsteps of Big E and Brent Suter, then Harvard has a pretty good reputation to build.
3 quick balls to Travisano as Will Burns is trying to get back in this one. Striking the ground ball he's looking for. As he misses it, that's a walk. Matt Travisano will take first base. Here comes the dynamic duo, Brandon Sullivan, Jack Beverly, looking to cut the lead in this game in a hurry or just, extend the order. I think more than one homer is gonna have to do for this UMass team, so a couple doubles could definitely start something here.
Matt, like you said, it's going to take more than a home run, and that's something that Matt Reynolds has been big on all year, is stringing good at-bats together, and that's something you really need in a game like this where you're down 8.
Bunt attempt, catcher picks back to first base. Travisano makes it back. But man, did that look like it could have been closer than it was.
Yeah, really big lead off first, and that secondary lead almost got Travisano caught.
Batter calls time here. Sullivan, big gap in left center if he can find it. Burns, pitch is just outside as he makes ball 2 there. 2 balls, 0 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Crimson up 8-0. 7-2 on hits, the Crimson lead. We're going to see time called here. Looks like we had a clock violation there. That will bring about the 3rd ball in this at-bat. Burns looking to come back here as he misses his again, and that's his 2nd walk here. Sullivan will take first base. Runners on 2nd and 1st here.
And on the start here from Burns, as a pair of free passes after getting that first out, going to take a bounce here for Harvard is they don't want to let UMass cut into this lead at all. Once the Minuteman offense gets going, it's hard to get stopping.
Yeah, Bill tell his young pitcher to settle down. I don't think this is a tough mound meeting. I can even see the head shaking. Don't worry, it's nothing. Got to go back. When you're up 8-0 like this as a pitcher, you have to be, not afraid to battle. You give up a hit, so what? No walks, no free bases, that's for sure. Because now, if you're, Will Burns, you're 13 pitches in, 2 walks. That's not really, how you want to start. You've already wasted pitches that you didn't necessarily need to. So I would tell you, Bill Decker's pushing me, stay aggressive. Stay in the zone, let your stuff beat them.
Yeah, there's no more comfortable place to be as a pitcher than up 8-0 and a big 0 in that air spot from your fielders so far in this game.
Burns looking at second. Back into the plate, kicks and deals. UMass showing bunt there. Pick over to second, and the catcher sails it well over the second baseman's head. Center fielder bobbled that one too. And UMass advances 90 feet.
Yeah, Liam Wilson skied that one into the outfield, Matt, and you can see him shaking his hand afterwards. Probably just didn't get a good grip on it. Maybe some dirt on the ball, who knows. But either way, UMass, both runners moving up now into scoring position.
I'll tell you, Tim, it's rarely ever actually, unfortunately. Curveball high. Burns is going to go down 2-0 here. Yeah, rarely ever the grip, Tim, unfortunately. But Liam Wilson cost his team 90 feet there.
Trying to give him a little bit of credit.
I'm sorry. Tim. You're right. Give the guy some credit. Beverly showing bunt again. Forcing the pitcher to miss. The count's 3-0 here. You give Beverly the green light. 3-0, 1 out. Runners on second and third. Nope. Did not give him the green light there as Beverly takes ball 4 for the walk. Carter Hansen looking to make his keep and cut the lead in half here.
Well, that would be quite the shot there, Matt, if he was able to rocket one out.
Well,
but I understand your mentality now.
12 balls in a row.
You want to go on 3. That's where you're at.
Against a guy who has thrown 12 consecutive balls, maybe at least stay geared up for it, if you know what I mean. You see Randy Arozarena? They're having a little mound visit out there. That's why we can talk about Randy Arozarena. Did you see him step out on 3 straight pitches and then hit a ball like 400 feet?
I did not see that.
So he stands in, steps out ball 1, literally steps out again ball 2, steps out again ball 3, and then on the meatball down the middle takes a daddy hack and puts 3 runs up on the board. One of the truly funniest reactions to a pitcher I've ever seen. And we're actually going to get a pitching change here as we see a new pitcher for the Crimson getting his hand checked. I think it's so funny that went from the MLB to college so fast.
Well, it's just the flow of the broadcast here, Matt. We really don't know what's coming at us sometimes as that, small conversation on the mound changes into a whole change of the routine here for the Crimson.
Unfortunately, the lights don't change and fancy music doesn't start playing when we see pitching changes here at Earl Lorden. It's just a simple, peek down the line and a guess of who's coming up next.
That's absolutely a guess with our view here, Matt, with that dugout there for Harvard blocking the view of the bullpen out in right field.
Now, Tim, earlier in the broadcast, you said you weren't cold. Do you change your statement at all?
I changed that statement. I think if my parents are still listening, they know this is a characteristic of me to not land well for the cold. And here I am. No changes ever to be made about it.
So I have 2 theories about cold. You can either complain about being cold, which I don't believe. You can be cold, or you can just plan. And Tim, I haven't heard you complain once, so I'll give you that. But you are a trooper indeed. I see you over there, and I'm wondering how you're doing it. But hey, the show goes on over here, and I won't take it to a break because I'm a little selfish and I kind of want to just talk a little bit.
Well, Matt, what we can talk about is the other side of this Beanpot, Boston College and Northeastern facing off right now. We're in the bottom of the 7th with Northeastern leading 3-0, 1 out with runners on first and second for the Huskies. And BC not looking too hot here against the Northeastern Huskies. By the way, the top team in the CAA right now, of course, Boston College in the ACC has been middling their way through the season around a 500 record so far this year. And ACC baseball, man, it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit not so tough.
Now, Tim, I have a silly question that I think I know the answer to. UMass is the only public school in this Beanpot match. Am I correct? I believe Northeastern Boston College and Harvard are all private.
I believe so.
UMass trying to do it for the public schools of the world, the flagship campus. Come on.
They've got a big chance here with the bags loaded.
Carter Hansen taking his steps now. 2 strikeouts on the day. Hungry, and I mean hungry, for a base knock right here. Hard throwing lefty gets strike 1. And that's Luca Aligband throwing in here. Aligband from the left side, throwing hard, gets the slider for strike 2 on Hansen. Hansen down 0-2 already, trying to fight back here. Big opportunity for the right fielder. Aligband's pitch inside. That's ball 1. Aligband working hard now. Left-hander deals. Plate umpire says yes, he did. And that's going to be strike 3. An 0 for 3 day for Carter Hansen. 3 strikeouts.
He's hanging his head after that one.
That's a bit of a tough one. Getting rung up by the home plate umpire on a swing check is not necessarily the brightest ways to go out.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a questionable call.
That's for
We'll
sure.
say. Looked like he might have held up there, but to offer at a pitch there, 1-2, it's a tough situation, especially when you're so eager to get on the board here with being shut out so far through 4.
Mitchell Schroeder now trying to do some damage. He has hit some key homers and base hits before. Might be time for him to do it again.
Had the go-ahead homer against Albany last week, as that was a 2-run shot over that grassy wall there in right field. High flyer. We'll see what we can put in here against the lefty.
Lefty kicks and deals inside. Aligband misses that one. Count is 2-1 now. 2 outs here against the Minutemen as the Crimson are looking to do some good work here. Trying to close this one out. Aligband's pitch. Inside. Good take from Schroeder as the count's now 3-1. UMass 1 for 6 thus far with runners on. Crimson 6 for 17. Much better with runners on. In scoring position, it's even worse. UMass 0 for 5. And Schroeder walks in a run here. A good eye from Mitchell Schroeder is going to give UMass their first run. Score is 8-1. Travisano scores that run. As Sullivan, Beverly, and now Schroeder load the bases. You know, Tim, I hate calling home runs because I think it's silly, and I just think it's silly. But you know, I've been high on Mark Willie all day, and I will say it again. This is the time, if you're a Minuteman fan, to get up and start cheering as Willie takes strike 1 on the outer half.
Absolutely. He's a power bat there, and you want to lead off of that momentum that Schroeder just left behind in the right side of that batter's box. Obviously, Willie digging in on the left here, but a great at-bat there by Schroeder just before, and you want to take some inspiration for that and just dig in and really work here against the reliever.
Willie being very selective thus far, as I see, yes, I do. I see some action in the Crimson bullpen. Worried about Aligband's distance on this one as the lefty kicks and deals. Willie hits it straight up. Will it stay in play down the left field line? Looks like it will, but it's going to fall nonetheless. The wind seems to have its effect on that one.
Yeah, Shulman just not able to track that from third base all the way down the line there, and believe me, it's a difficult one. When you turn, you're trying to track it like a wide receiver, and that one just fading all the way out of bounds. He wasn't expecting the fade right there. He was expecting to go, man.
He was expecting the go, and he got the fade, unfortunately, as the wind blew that one back in a little bit. Mark Willie trying to do some damage here. That's 1-2 pitch. Away for a ball. We got twos on the across the board now. All across the You think Mark Willie's a candidate for the torpedo bat?
Think so. I don't know when we'll see that adapt to metal.
Oh, that is something. Oh, the torpedo Mako beast would make my childhood dreams come true. Oh boy, that got me excited just thinking about it. Mark Willie check swing. They're gonna punch him out on the pitch anyway. Willie looking at the umpire, stating his grievance, but it won't matter. UMass leaves runners stranded on every base here, and we'll be back in a minute. Back here, Matt Ford, Wellman, Tim Brown here at Earl Lorden Field, as the batter's eye has seemingly ripped off of its host. And in fact, we thought we were going to see the start. I think we might actually see a delay here, as I see Anthony Tirado heading out there to take a look at it. If anyone can fix it, it's Anthony.
Yeah, just the tarp ripping off of the piping here, hanging over that center field fence now. Toronto's looking at it, like you said, Matt, like he's about to do something with it.
I would back there, Tim. Nice. Couple more warm-up pitches here until we get into the good old action. Top of the sixth incoming, as the Crimson are looking to extend their lead, try to, maybe even bite back another run. Back to where they were at their 8-run lead.
Distraction out there in center field with the batter's eye warping around currently.
We're going to see a fly ball to right field. Hansen looking up, blocking the sun. As he overreads it, has to reach back for it and makes the catch as he's reaching into the wall.
Just a great play there by Hansen, following the path of the baseball, finds its way into his glove. A good first out there for Thomason.
That was Gavin Smith pinch hitting there. Hit an absolute nuke to right field. Got caught. We're going to see Jack Rickheim come to the plate now. Thomason's pitch misses low. 1-0. Rickheim, a single and a